We're at the 38th Songwriters Festival in South Walton, Florida, 2025. Jessie Scott here for WMOT Roots Radio with Lilly Winwood. How are you?
Hey, Jessie, I'm good.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's so nice to be down here.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Feels so good on the skin, even with it being chilly.
Depression be gone. The sun is just, lifting my spirits so much.
You know, I mean, this time of year when we just don't have that much light, you know, it's so easy to have that seasonal.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, you're telling me. I'm such a lizard. I have to be in the sun. You know, the majority of the time. I rely on it for so much of my happiness. It's kind of bad.
It just feels really good. And it's great to look around and see greenery. And the best part, I think, of all is that, you know, you're sensing the days getting longer.
Yeah, it's hopeful.
It is. A new beginning.
Yeah, it really is. This festival is just such a nice little, zhuzh of spirit in the middle of winter, and I look forward to it so much every year to kind of just get me out of my head, down to the beach, playing, and
Several people have told us, you know, they have taken the winter, you know, since Thanksgiving off, and that this is first blush of. So not only is it like kind of the first thing you're doing after the first of the year,
first bit of work,
but it's also the first time people are playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just such a nice intro into your year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just getting started with all, not to mention, I know you guys have loads of friends and family and all that down here, and it seems like it's like camp, you know, going to summer camp.
Yeah, it's winter camp.
Yeah, winter camp.
It's really cool. Well, so speaking of winter, we were about to have you come play for us for Friday.
I know, and it got snowed off. Oh my goodness.
And, you know, I don't know whether we're getting another storm, you know, imminently.
Yeah.
But I know that you had an announcement to make.
I did, yeah. Well, it would have, you know, I think we were planning on doing that particular Finally Friday at 3rd and Lindsley, and this announcement was basically about how I have a residency coming up at 3rd and Lindsley, which is really exciting, and that's going to be the second Tuesday of every month, February 11th, March 11th, and April 15th. So it's the second Tuesday of every month, apart from April, where it's the third Tuesday. But yeah, we're going to have like a rockin' good time and full band and loads of special guests. And we're going to end up donating a lot of the money from ticket sales to LA fire relief. And, you know, just that's so awful over there. And so we're just going to, you know, try and raise as much as we can to sort that out. And yeah, we're just really looking forward to like rocking and getting the band together and getting people out. And it's gonna be a lot of like 70s B-sides as well as originals. So bring your dancing shoes if you come out.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So like what kind of 70s B-sides? Tip the hand a little. Name one.
I know people have heard of this fella called Timothy Chalamet, but there might be a few Bob Dylan numbers in there. We've got, I mean, everything. Allman Brothers. Really, what this is about for me is just sort of like putting the magic back into like playing and getting with your buddies. And that's really kind of why I am in this field to begin with. I get so much pleasure out of like playing with my friends and making music, and whether that be like just playing originals or covers, you know, I think the magic really is like in the connection with your musical peers. And so I'm just really looking forward to getting everybody out, and we'll have 2 drummers, which is always a good time.
Yeah, very almanac touch.
Yeah. Got some like Leon Russell tunes up our sleeve, and yeah.
So, you know, I have to mention your father. Not that I don't want to dwell, but
that guy.
I did read that you and he were on a commercial together.
Yeah. A long time ago, we did a Hershey's chocolate commercial.
Higher Love. That's so cool. So you duetted.
Yeah, we did. He actually came to me with this idea, and I think I'm 29. I was probably about 17 at the time, and he came to me and he had heard, so James Vincent McMorrow, who's an incredible artist, actually did a cover of that song, which was very similar, very like stripped down, just him and a piano. And we heard it and we were like, oh, this could be actually a really cool spin on doing this song, you know. And we worked up a version. And actually that particular version of Higher Love, I was so sick when they came to me with that idea. I was home from school with a cold and they were like, you're not sick, get in the studio, you know. So I feel like every time I hear that song, I sound so different, but it's just because I'm so congested and, you know, sick. But yeah, it was a really good time doing that song. And
of course, we haven't mentioned his name. It's Steve Winwood.
Yeah.
In case you haven't put that together yet. Yeah. That's so wonderful. So is he possibly going to be one of your special guests?
Oh, I wish. Oh my goodness. He's over in the UK. So he doesn't come out to Nashville very often, but when he does, you'll hear about it. Let me tell you.
So, and you spent time in both places, but now you have officially moved to Nashville. So
yeah.
I think we came around the same time. It's about 9 years.
Right on.
Like
yeah,
that.
Same. I've been in Nashville probably about 9 years, but I was born in Nashville.
Yeah.
Which is like a weird. So I've kind of seen it do the whole shift, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a wild city to live in.
Oh, totally. And the other thing, I mean, and I'm not trying to presuppose anything, I just wonder what your favorite dive bars were as you
my goodness.
We're coming up.
Where do I even begin? Oh my gosh. Do you remember Edgefield?
Yes.
I loved
course.
Edgefield.
Yes.
See, now I'm not a smoker anymore. But there was something about like that really reminded me of England in a way, of like how people would smoke indoors. And I loved that so much. But of course it doesn't exist anymore. R.I.P. But loved Edgefields. Dive bars, gosh. What's that one in like Hillsborough Village? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like the Villager or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I really like it there. D's.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you? What are yours?
Sweetwater.
Santa's.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still some here and there.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Long live those dive bars, you know.
It's hard. I mean, I think it is harder, you know, to have the real estate be functional.
Yeah. It's
without getting
be
it
tricky.
yanked out from underneath you.
Right.
You know?
I mean, it just seems like that's every business.
Oh, I know. And especially, you know, coming back to Nashville for me, because I'd lived in the 90s. And then, you know, I mean, I've been back and forth. I've been
you left
in and
and
out.
then you came back. Yeah.
But watching the growth and just,
crazy.
you know, sometimes it's really jarring when you drive down a road that you've driven down for decades and all of a sudden you're like, where am I?
I know.
What is this?
And it used to really bother me. It used to be, you know, something that I would get so kind of worked up about, you know, Nashville being super saturated and all of my favorite businesses going away. But it's really something that you can look at with, you know, two different ways. Because there's also that, you know, part of like grieving all the old businesses and stuff like that. But then there's also the other side of it that's like, I can look in my contacts and there's like, you know, 5-6 mastering engineers within like a 2-mile radius of where I live. And, you know, it's with a lot of some of the negative stuff that comes, there's also like a bunch of positives. So it's really a crazy time.
Well, truly. And watching the creative community grow is amazing.
Yeah,
it's just,
I agree.
You know, every day I hear, oh, so-and-so moved here from, you know, fill in the blank. And there's people still coming.
Oh, it's so important.
It's so great.
It's so important to have that musical community. And it really is. It's the heart of it, for sure.
And it's so cooperative. You know,
Exactly.
It's like not the competition that you might find in some other, you know, areas of the music business.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's, for the most part, is very inclusive and wants to lift each other up on their shoulders, which is really great.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Well, it's so great to talk to you, but I would
Likewise,
love to
Jessie.
hear you sing.
Yeah.
Did you bring somebody with you?
I did. So I brought my friend Luke Nias down from Nashville. He's an incredible guitarist and player in his own right. But yeah, and we've just been shredding acoustics down here.
As well you should.
Yeah.
What are you going to play for us first?
So we are going to play a song called Illusionist, which is about dating a musician because they tend to disappear a little bit. But yeah, it's called Illusionist.
Broken Promises. Lilly Winwood is our guest here at WMOT Roots Radio at the 30A Songwriters Festival. I love the guitar work. I mean, it's soaring and gorgeous and
Wow, thank
beautiful
you.
to live in that. In that,
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
How long have you guys been together working?
Really not that long. I think we were saying we've only really played like 9 shows together.
I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just kind of to our point, like what we were talking about earlier about just Nashville being so amazing and there's so much talent. And, you know, I'm really lucky to have Luke down to play with me. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's really, really cool. New music?
New music 2025 is going to see a lot of new music.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, for me. Got a lot under my belt, which I'm excited to get out there. And I think, you know, what you can expect is going to be a lot more like up-tempo, groovy. And yeah, I'm real excited to get it out. Whatever that is, but it'll be this year.
So is it going to be like a single at a time, or are you going to try to?
It'll be probably a single at a time for right now. But I'm hoping I do have a record that I'm just waiting to get out. So hopefully I can have the whole thing out by the end of this year. But you know how it goes.
Oh, totally. I mean, we can talk about that side of the business and
right.
You know the fits and stops and starts and you think and then you know and finding the right people for that also.
Exactly. I mean, it's this
really
crazy.
important.
It's a mountain with 1,000 ways up and 1,000 ways down. And I just don't think that there's no rules these days,
Never were.
It's a crazy industry. And I think, as long as you are like staying true to yourself and being like as authentic as you possibly can be, then, what have you got to lose?
Yeah. Well, and, I always say, don't look at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Just walk whatever these steps are today,
Exactly.
It'll take you somewhere. You'll be overlooking a different vista. Things are possible that weren't 3 steps down, and
exactly,
just keep walking.
Yeah, that's beautiful advice to take, regardless of the music industry. That's awesome.
It served me well because it's so easy to get to where you're looking at if I could get here, everything would be different.
Exactly.
And yearning, you don't have that. You have today.
Future tripping, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Does the record have a name yet?
Yes, it's called Undiscovered Pleasure. And it's basically, it's about finding kind of the joys in certain corners of life, which like you wouldn't necessarily find. And I think it does kind of go back to my point about what I was saying earlier about having this. I've sort of had a bit of a renaissance when it's come to playing music, and for so long I felt so jaded and so kind of, I felt like I had really exhausted the introspective part of playing and writing and all that. And really just in the last few years, it's been so nice to expand, just like your knowledge of working with people and like also just working with people in general. And it's, there's only so far you can get by yourself. And so really what this record is about is, like that muse and that energy of getting with other people and what they can teach you and what you can teach them. And it's some undiscovered pleasure waiting to be found. So
it's such an interesting trajectory too. When you're writing,
right.
A lot of times it's a very introspective and solo
yeah.
thing, And then when you start to emerge from that with, songs or sometimes just little ideas of songs, and then you're getting together with people, and then, there's playing out. There's, there's
right.
there's so many different eras to it that are different in terms of how many people are populating the universe.
Exactly.
That it's really interesting to kind of look at it and frame it. you know, which it sounds like you've done.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's my first record that I've ever done that's entirely co-written. You know, I feel like that was definitely an element of control that I had to give up, and that was really interesting to, you know, partake in. And I feel like with co-writing, it's something that you only really kind of get better as time goes along. And at first it can be so daunting and scary. And, you know, you sort of go into one of those and you're like, why would I ever do that again? You know, that was so scary. But, you know, the more you do it, the more, you know, you're just creating at the end of the day. And it's been so fun to lean into that and to meet new people and play with new people and write with new people. And it's awesome.
So are there any of the songs that you use the same co-write? In other words, they're repeat people?
Yeah. So the song that I actually played earlier, Illusionist, I wrote that with JT Lindsley, who is Alison Russell's other half. And he's so talented. And we wrote 2-3 songs on the record together. Wrote a couple with my friend Jess Nolan. I think there's 2 on there, 1 or 2. But for the most part, it isn't really repeat offenders. It's just, they're all very different and kind of lots of different flavors. So.
Well, we can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And great good luck getting all the pieces together to get it out the way you want it to come out.
Yeah.
With all the attendant personas. And
hopefully.
I mean, that's as much of a ballet as the ballet of writing and performing, you know, and that reliance on one another on the stage. Mm-hmm. And if you can replicate that with your business team,
right?
Bravo.
Exactly.
Not
Moving
the easiest,
mountains.
Yeah, not the easiest thing in the world, but I believe in you.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy you came to see us today.
Well, thank you so much, Jessie.
That we were able to make this work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how long you were staying because you played yesterday here at 38, correct?
I did, yeah. So this is kind of like my last hurrah. It's playtime from now.
Way cool. And you're going back to Nashville?
Heading back to Nashville on Monday.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
coming
and hanging out with us.
Yeah,
so much. Awesome. Lilly Winwood for WMOT Roots Radio at the 30A Songwriters Festival.